The street priced a SaaS multiple on a weapons system. Palantir's NATO Maven award isn't an ARR bump, it's the West's new targeting nervous system. Every analyst note frames the Maven Smart System contract as a recurring revenue upsell. They miss the asset. NATO didn't buy a dashboard. They bought the architectural spine for the alliance's sensor-to-shooter loop. The difference between a quarterly beat and a generational shift in how the West fights. Rewind to 2017. Project Maven launched as the Algorithmic Warfare Cross-Functional Team, a crash program to stitch computer vision onto Reaper full-motion video. Google built the Pathfinder, then walked in 2018 after internal protests. They left the plumbing, data pipelines, model orchestration, the ontology layer wide open. Palantir absorbed it, hardened it, and turned it into the Maven Smart System. March 2024, NCIA in Brussels awards a multi-year deal to deploy Maven across the Alliance intelligence enterprise. First time the architecture leaves the U.S. Army program of record and becomes the baseline for multinational targeting. The press release touts interoperability. The subtext: a standardized targeting grammar for 32 nations who have never shared a raw sensor picture in real time. The category error: Wall Street models Palantir as a high-margin platform, selling seats and compute. Analysts apply a revenue multiple to the contract ceiling. But Maven isn't sold per seat. It's sold as the operating system for the kill chain. Revenue follows integration depth, not license count. Integration depth is measured in STANAG compliance tests, not quarterly active users. This sits inside the F2T2 EA cycle: find, fix, track, target, engage, assess. It ingests MQ9 full-motion video, Sentinel SAR, RC135 SIGINT, fuses them into a single track file a fire control system can actually shoot. When it auto-correlates a Polish radar moving target indicator with a Baltic drone visual ID, it collapses hours of human cross-referencing into seconds of machine latency. The dollar gap is stark. The U.S. Army Maven IDIX ceiling, $900M over the prime life. Palantir's NATO share is a fraction of that initial scope, yet market cap swung billions on the announcement. The market priced a decade of hypothetical ARR the day a contract for alliance-wide federation was signed, ignoring that the first deliverable is a STANAG 4607 compliance matrix, not a revenue recognition event. The bottleneck: integration timeline. NATO moves at the speed of the slowest national certification authority. Deploying across the ISR enterprise requires each nation, French Patroller, Turkish ANCA, British Protector, to map sovereign sensor formats into the Maven ontology. The NATO Federation assessment process historically takes 18 to 36 months per capability increment. Interoperability is the product, not the models. For 30 years, NATO operated federated, sharing finished intel reports, not raw data, because trust and classification barriers blocked raw exchange. Maven flips this: a zero-trust data fabric where a German analyst queries a U.S. satellite collect and a Polish radar track simultaneously without either nation releasing raw holdings. The ontology mediates access, not politics. It doesn't remove the human from the loop. It removes the human from the search. Doctrine stays human on the loop for the engaged decision. But find fix track, historically exhausted imagery analysts comparing frames, accelerates via models that never blink. The bottleneck shifts from can we see it to can we legally strike it, a policy lag no software update resolves. Data sovereignty is the hidden war. Nations classify sensor parameters, radar waveforms, EO signatures as national secrets. Maven needs those parameters to train and validate. The solution? Federated learning. The model travels to the data, trains on sovereign edges inside German or Italian SIF, only model weights return to the alliance layer. Not a feature. The only architecture that makes the contract legally executable. Maven doesn't live in the cloud. It lives on the tactical edge. NATO mandates containerized instances on ruggedized servers in command posts, and, critically, on the Army's Titan ground station, prototypes, mobile nodes that must function when satlinks are jammed and GPS denied. The inference engine, ontology, and track database must fit in a rack mount box drawing kilowatts, not megawatts. That constraint eliminates every hyperscaler architecture instantly. The adversary votes. Russian EW in Ukraine proved any targeting system dependent on persistent wideband connectivity to a rear echelon cloud fails in the first 72 hours of peer conflict. Maven's edge-first design, where the sensor-to-shooter loop closes locally on a Titan node or shipboard Aegis, is the doctrinal answer to the Kaliningrad jamming bubble. That's why the contract specifies disconnected operations as a key performance parameter. We're watching a doctrine shift. Call for fire to automated target handoff. Legacy. A JTAC talks a pilot via voice radio. Maven. A Dutch F-35 sensor suite passes a track file automatically to a Polish Himmers fire control computer via the Maven fabric. The human commander approves the pairing on a tactical tablet. The radio net becomes backup. The data fabric becomes primary. Palantir's moat isn't the models. Competitors, C3 AI, Anduril, Microsoft, Azure Government, can deploy YOLO variants on drones. Only Palantir's Gotham and Foundry ontology layer, the semantic graph that knows a T72 in a Polish database, is the same entity as a T72B3 in a US Intelink report. Allows federation without an army of data engineers manually mapping schemas every rotation. That semantic layer is the IP NATO just licensed. The valuation trap snaps shut on execution risk. The market priced Palantir as if NATO Maven deployment is a finished product rolling next quarter. The critical path runs through NC3A test campaigns, the US Army's Titan delivery schedule, and the political willingness of allies to expose sovereign sensor data to an American ontology. Bureaucracy moves at the speed of consensus. Code moves at the speed of light. The gap between them is where contracts die. The contract is signed. The ontology is licensed. The kill chain is architected. Now the alliance spends years teaching 32 distinct militaries to speak the same targeting language without surrendering their secrets. The stock rally already happened. The doctrine war just started. The ontology is licensed. The kill chain is architected. Now the alliance spends years teaching 32 militaries to speak the same targeting language without surrendering their secrets. The stock rally happened. The doctrine war starts now.